So we need to evaluate the 6 trig functions for this angle. But in order to do that, we need to find this last side length here. And to do that, we need to use the Pythagorean theorem. So, we change colors here so it's a little bit easier to see. So if we do a squared plus b squared equals c squared, remember that c squared is always the Pythagorean theorem, or sorry, c is always the hypotenuse, so this 5 is going to have to go in for c. And then it doesn't matter whether we put 4 in as a or b, so I'll just put it in as b. And don't know why I did that, that's weird, and my brain is not thinking right today. So we've got a squared plus 16 is equal to 25. Subtract 16 from both sides, so you get a squared is equal to 9. And then remember the last step of the Pythagorean theorem is always to take the square root. So a is equal to 3. So we know that this length is equal to 3. So the angle that we're looking at is theta. That's this one right here. So directly across from theta is the opposite. Directly across from the 90-degree angle is the hypotenuse. And the one that's left over is the adjacent. So the 6 trig functions that we're going to be working on today are sine of theta, cosine of theta, tangent of theta, and then their reciprocal functions. So the reciprocal for sine is cosecant of theta, secant of theta, and cotangent of theta. So sine, cosine, and tangent should be pretty easy because those we've already gone over in geometry. So if you remember SOHCAHTOA, sine is the so part, so it's the opposite over the hypotenuse. So the sine of theta in this case is 3 over 5. The cosine is the ca part, so the a over the h, which is 4 over 5. And tangent is the toa, so the opposite over the adjacent, which is 3 over 4. And remember that these are the reciprocal identities, and so all that means is that we're just taking each one of these and we're just doing the reciprocal. So cosecant is the reciprocal of sine, so that would be 5 over 3. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine, so that would be 5 over 4. And cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent, so that would be 4 over 3.